Hello and welcome to the Virtually Rek't podcast with myself, NVR, and Mac in VR. How you doing, Mac?
I'm good myself, friend. How are you? It's nice to see you again.
Good.
We've had
Good.
a long break. We've had a long break from the podcast, so this is really good. I'm excited. It's going to be good.
Yes, I've just adjusting. There you go. I've well, it's been how long? Like good 4 weeks, maybe more.
5 weeks, I think. Yeah, since we've done the podcast. Yeah.
Let's just say hi to Hey Maniac. How you doing, mate? Classy Baddie, hello. White Rabbit, welcome, mate. Welcome. And then Max got Assassin's 32. How you doing, Fitz?
And
What's
Fitz,
going on?
yeah. How you doing, my friends? It's all good. It's all good.
So we've got two contrasts of people here: very pale white man and a very oversaturated brown man. So I look like a tomato. I don't know what's going on, but at least the podcast is working. So yeah. Cheers for joining, everyone. Mac, what are you drinking and what have you been playing?
Okay, I am drinking a very nice Sauvignon Blanc in a box because obviously I'm classy. So I've got a box of Sauvignon Blanc. So what have I been playing? Right, I've been playing the Genotype beta quite a lot over the weekend. I think we're a little bit away from where it needs to be, but yeah, I'm excited. It's been enjoyable. It's got potential. It looks really pretty. It's got a great idea for like a different type of weapon, which is like this thing called the grade gun, which is on your arm, and it's actually a creature, so you can like change creatures, and like one's like a shotgun, one's like an assault rifle. You've got this little thing called the brain link. It's really clever. It's not quite there yet. I was talking to the developer today. They're about 3 months away, I think, from releasing the game. So we're probably looking at sort of Thanksgiving, Christmas. So they've got a lot of work to do, but yeah, I'm really excited. It's not there yet, but it's got massive potential. Been playing a lot of DMZ with Tassos, Fitz, and Power on the Pico streaming app, which we might talk about later. Maybe give me an hour to get into the podcast before I want to talk about that. Virtual reality, crikey, there's not been an awful lot happening. So I played some Pistol Whip on Thursday on the live stream. I forgot how good that game is. It's so good, but it's also very physical, and it screwed my back and my legs so much so that I haven't been able to go to the gym for like 5 days because I'm so out of shape. I'm just this like fat old man now, and I didn't realize how out of shape I was. But so Genotype, bit of flat screen DMZ with the boys, and half a bit of Pistol Whip. So yeah. So what are you drinking, and what have you been playing?
Things down, fine. Still water in a glass bottle because I'm a posh wanker.
Nothing but the best.
Nothing but the best. I've been, I don't know, since the last time we've been here, it's been way too many games I'm playing, like just lost count.
Yeah, so that's one of the subjects I want to talk about later on. PSVR 2 wanker, but that's a subject for once you've told me what you've been playing.
Let's start with indie games. PSVR 2 we can go into later.
Yeah, okay.
Should we do that?
Yeah.
What did I play last? I think maybe. So
he's forgotten. He's forgotten.
I played Realm of the Fallen. It's been so long. Okay. Let's just start there. I start the Climb Meets Eye of the Temple, which is Venturer's Gauntlet, which is a climbing game, like a gauntlet game. It's really good.
Yeah.
Give that a go. Be ready for a workout though. I think that was a while back. Also, Realm of the Fallen, played that on PC. Played an older VR game, which is Narcosis. That's pretty good. Aeon's Mini Golf, which has just come out as well. That was fun. There's some good things with that. There's some things the devs needed to work on, but I haven't played it since. Rotten Apple, of course, we played together. Dead Hook, I played.
Yeah.
PSVR.
You're looking through your live streams, aren't you?
Yeah. T for God's great.
Oh yeah. That's like a room scale thing, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it works really well. That at first I was like, oh man, I was peeking through my headset, And then after a while, I was like, oh, this is really cool. It works really well.
Yeah.
And RFVR stream on Sunday, but it went to shit. So I'm going to redo it.
Oh, okay. What happened? I actually didn't get to watch that. So
A few little crashes. I forgot to put. Okay, I completely forgot that I was supposed to put a save file on, and then I kind of paused the stream while looking for the save file, and I couldn't find the save file. So just as I went back on, I was like, "Oh shit, I found it!" And anyway, then it crashed, and then it was just shit. So I'm going to redo it at some point this week.
okay. Yeah.
The rest is just, yeah.
They've done a lot of work on it, haven't they? I'd just like to say thank you to Walking Dead, who's just donated $20.
Oh, nice one, Walking Dead.
Yeah, he's the most generous man on the internet. Yeah, thank you very much, my friend. Yeah, we've got to play some games soon. It's just the problem is that he lives in the other side of the world, and like when we're playing, he's like, it's time for his bed. So yeah. Can we talk about the Among Us VR just quickly? The new game.
Yeah, and then I'm going to catch up with chat as well. Go.
Okay, yeah. So so this is for everybody that's in our channels, our Discord, and we're going to be live streaming the new Among Us map on Thursday. So if you want to take part in that live stream, you have to commit at least 2 hours at 7 p.m. British Standard Time on Thursday. And there's going to be me and Indy, obviously, and then we have 8 more spaces. So if you want to get involved in that live stream, then please post up on my Discord or Indy's Discord, and then we'll, as long as you can sort of commit those 2 hours, then you're in. Except for Mindy, who's banned because he's too good.
Mindy was on holiday. I don't know if he's back.
Oh, was he? Oh no. Well, hope you enjoy your holiday, Mindy. But yeah, you're too good. You're too good.
still get his name wrong, but it's fine.
Hey, Immersed Robot, how you doing? We've got Blue Bottles, we've got Slow Coach, we've got Fitz, Maniac Psycho. Cheers, guys. We've obviously got Walking Dead, who's donated $20. Thank you very much for that, my friend. What's going on in your chat, my dude? Oh, Walking Dead's just...
We've got... Go on, sorry.
Oh, he's donated... Right, okay, Walking Dead's just bribed us with $5 to get into the Among Us game on Thursday. So yeah, you're in Walking Dead.
Hold on a second.
Bribery always helps.
That works out. We're worth $1.25 each per hour. Is that what you're saying? Man, that's a joking, mate. Right, let me catch up with chat. So we've got the Dementia podcast. Yes, that was back. Silver Tongue, how you doing, mate? Mind Drive, hello, welcome. Interview, I hope you're doing great. How you doing, Walking Dead? Clueless, welcome, mate. Crash, how you doing? Are you a what, boy? Shinobi? I don't know what. Crash, I don't know what you're trying to say. Is that half Dutch, half English? Hey, Maniac, how you doing? Crash Organism, welcome. Thanks for joining. I got T for God.
Hello, even. Yeah.
Free Kiwi Canal. Plus, please play Ghost of Tabor with Walking Dead. Tell the developers, sort out the SKS, and I might play the game again. There you go. How you doing, Cole the Count?
Oh, Cole the Count. Yeah, Cole the Count is one of my channel members. Welcome, Cole the Count.
And Simon V's here. Welcome, everyone. Cheers for joining. Really appreciate it. Okay, now we can carry on.
Oh, fuck. Right. So what? So what we weren't saying was you don't have to donate to get in to the Among Us VR live stream on Thursday. But so we've got Blue Bottles and we've got Walking Dead now. So there's 6 places left because Blue Bottles has just donated, so he has to be in. I'm just making a note.
So this is what we stooped down to, people bribing us to...
Yeah, basically we're worth £1.25 an hour each to our friends because, we're basically sluts.
Yes, we are. Let me just refresh my...
Show me the money. Show me the money. Spam the hearts. Spam the hearts. Yes, that's what you need to do. This is a serious podcast. Obviously, we're supposed to be talking about VR, not just about ourselves. It has been 5 weeks since we have done the podcast, and I would like to explain why Shuey isn't here on his behalf, because obviously Shuey's a massive part of the podcast. Me and him started the podcast, and then we brought Indy on a couple of episodes in, and then it became the three of us, like a little sort of triumvirate of like beautiful old white men with a beautiful ginger bearded young man, and obviously Indy brings the exotic sort of Sikh Punjabi sort of gorgeousness to the arrangement. So Shuey has other things going on in his life at the moment. He is more interested in getting paid, which I can fully understand, to live stream. So if you don't know what's going on, Shuey is basically being paid by Pico to stream, and that contract is worth quite a lot of money, and he has a wife and a family and kids to bring up, and obviously so we support him in his endeavors. If he wants to come on as a guest, obviously he's very, very welcome in the future, but at the moment it's just me and Indy, so you have to put up with our happy smiling faces. So that's the situation with the podcast at the moment, and that's one of the reasons we haven't done the podcast for 5 weeks, is because we weren't quite sure what was going on. Walking Dead's just gifted some memberships. Well,
oh, cheers, Walking Dead.
Yeah.
Guys. So if you don't know, I've monetized my channel a week ago, I think, a week or so ago.
I'm a member.
Cheers, Walking Dead. Cheers. Oh, thank you, Mac. Thank you for joining my channel. We got Kazens was gifted. Oh, Kazens, cheers for. Well, you're a member now, so you're stuck with me. I haven't seen you before. Welcome to the channel. Walking Dead's hauling out his memberships.
Oh my god! The dude's amazing. Thank you very much, Walking Dead.
Thank you, Walking Dead.
Yeah,
I'm still not going to play games with you. Thank you.
I'm not playing Tabor anymore. It's just, oh my god.
Yeah. So let's just do this. There you go. Yeah. Cheers, Walking Dead. Appreciate it, mate.
Yeah.
He's giving away memberships. Right. So, what should we talk about first?
Right. I would like to talk about PSVR 2 wankers, if you don't mind.
So the elephant in the room.
The elephant in the room. Right. So I'd like to give a bit of background to this, because when Indy changed from surgical gaming to Indy VR, he actually had a PS5. And we had a long discussion about what should we do with your PS5, because at the time I was not particularly interested in PSVR 2, and you were like, should I keep my PlayStation 5, blah blah blah, and I said no. If you're going to be indie, then you need to get a Quest 2, and you need to basically do the PC VR indie stuff and the Quest 2 indie stuff. So you sold your PS5, and then I went and bought a PS5 and a PSVR 2, and you were like, bastard.
Yeah.
But since then, you have got a PSVR 2, and I do believe that you are really enjoying it.
I hate it. It's shit. Oh, look at that. I'm not oversaturated anymore. Okay.
Yay!
So, right. Yeah. So, I don't know what happened. I just bought the PSVR 2 and the PS5. First of all, so let's start with Resident. Okay. I didn't think I'd play, what's that game called? Gran Turismo. Because I'm not really into racing games. I have been in the past, but not like 10, 15 years ago, I used to play them, and I thought I wouldn't really play it. What have I been playing? Gran Turismo. I'm on book 34 or something at the moment, and I'm hooked. I've just got into the really good cars, and I'm not really, what are they called? I forgot what they're called. Fits, I know what they're called. Anyway, and yes, I've been playing that, loving it. Also, Resident Evil Village, which I thought, since the original few Resident Evils, where it was more survival horror puzzle game, I was like, I'm not going to like this, but I'll get it anyway. I'll get it in a bundle. If I don't like it, I'll just sell it. Ended up, oh, cheers for joining, Cole. Thank you.
Oh, Cole. Yeah.
I thought, cheers, Cole. Thanks for joining. Really appreciate it, mate. Okay. Sorry, guys. It's the idiot's saying it twice, and I've got to change the notification. Right. So, Yeah,
We
I've
are
got,
professional. We are professionals,
yes,
honestly.
yeah. You should have seen me like up until like a minute before we went live. I was just
Oh
pissing it.
my god! Oh my god! It was
Okay.
terrible.
Yes. So Resident Evil Village. So I thought I wouldn't like it. One of the best VR games I've ever played. It's
Yeah, it's
so good. It
so
looks
good.
awesome. It looks great. It plays great. It's got horror in it. It's got jump scares. It's got action. Like the haptics are awesome. Like I really do love that game. It's really good. And
It's
then Horizon Zero. Yeah.
can I just say it's one of the things that a lot of people don't understand about the PSVR 2 is the headset haptics really make a difference. They really, really do make a difference. You get that like that whoosh over your head in the audio, and then but you also get like the sort of vibration on your forehead. It's really, I mean, it's like a small thing, but it is really, really cool, isn't it?
Yeah, and you told me about that, and
Yeah.
I thought this is what I thought. I was like, it's a bit of fucking vibration, but until you play it, it's really hard to explain. Like the first time I experienced it with guns, Resident Evil, I was shooting and I was like, the trigger stops there, and then you pull it, and
Yeah.
it just makes you get more accurate shots because when you're doing one whole movement, you're moving your hand you're moving a bit more. But if you just stop it there and then squeeze, it's crazy. And then the shotgun, the first time I fired a shotgun, I held it up and I shot it, and it just went like, if it vibrates hard at the front of your head, then it like vibrates out.
Yeah. It's so cool.
I was playing, what's that other game called?
I'll just while you're trying to remember, I'll just say like I was playing Red Matter 2, which is one of my favorite games, and I actually did say in my review that I don't think it had much replayability. Says the man who's now played through it fully 4 times. On the PSVR 2 is the best version of Red Matter 2, and there's a bit where you're on a sort of monorail going into you're on one of the moons of Venus, not Uranus, Venus. And you're on a monorail, and the monorail sort of struts go past you and you're in this sort of cutscene sort of conversation. But while that's happening, you get this as you're going through the monorail struts, and it actually like vibrates on your head. And it was like the first time I did it, I was like, "Oh wow, that's amazing!" And it's a tiny thing, but it really, really adds to the immersion. And like Red Matter 2, if you have a PSVR 2, you have to play it because it is the best version of a very, very good game. Yeah, sorry, you were about to say what game you played next, but you've probably forgotten now.
No. Red Matter is on my list. I did the first one a year or so ago, but I do want to play the second one. What's the other game? I played Switchback. And
I haven't played that yet. I haven't played it.
When like I was going down the roller coaster, and there was a bit of cloth and it like brushed past my head, and it just felt like it felt real. I was like, what the? It was so like weird. And synapse as well is like you look at the target.
Oh yeah.
You don't. It's not what you're pointing at. It's like what you look at that highlights.
With your eyes.
Crazy.
Yeah. It's so good.
Yeah. Horizon, I've done half of it and I love it. And people moan about the climbing. I loved it. Like just the views and the bow and arrow stuff. So I haven't got to the end yet.
When Shuey comes back on the podcast, we need to talk about it because we need to gang up on him, because I thought Horizon was a really good game, and I loved, like you said, I loved the climbing. I loved everything about it. I agree. It's quite linear, and you know the ending is a bit abrupt. But like, you know, if you've had 7 to 8 hours of enjoyment out of a game, then, you know, I mean, how many video games do you know that actually do a really good ending? You know, like a sort of emotional tie-up ending that you really enjoyed. So there'll be a sequel. I'll play it. I enjoyed it. Yeah, I agree with you. The haptics are great, and the bow and arrow with the triggers with the.
Yeah. I went in yesterday, because I've got this fucking little dead bastard pixel, right? And it's like,
oh, I was going to talk. I was going to talk about this. Yeah.
yeah. It's like there. It's like it's so small. I noticed it in the loading screens, and then yesterday I was stuck on Horizon again. I was stuck on every game I had, and I went in Horizon. I did the bow. I didn't know how to bow and arrow challenge, so I did that. But yeah, the point is, I have to really, really close my eye and really look for it in a game, and then I see it. But then as soon as I move my head, it just disappears.
Yeah.
But it's there. So I had it set to be collected today, and then I changed it tomorrow because I wanted to hear back from customer service, who I swear is a fucking bot.
Yeah.
Because they just don't answer like humans. So they basically said it's the same as if you've got a defective product. So I think in essence I can just keep returning it, right? Now at this point in time, it does not fucking bother me because I don't see it.
Yeah.
And some people online have had problems with it, and some people had like 3 headsets before they got one that worked. And we need to talk about these games as well. Sierra Squad and Firewall Ultra.
Can I just stop you there? Indy, can you put a noise suppression filter on your microphone because there's something going on in the background? So just right click, put on filters, noise suppression, blah blah blah. Because yeah, okay. It's hey
Paradise. Yep.
Hey PD is here. PD is here. The man himself, the legend that is Paradise Decay. Go and subscribe to his channel. Go and subscribe. Yeah, that's much better. Thanks, mate. Yeah, that's.
I haven't done anything.
Have you not?
My throat.
Okay.
All right, well, yeah, it's fine. It's great. Sorry, let me just do that now.
Okay. Yeah. So if you don't know, Paradise Decay is another VR content creator. Go and check his channel out on YouTube. He is a legend. He does a lot of sort of left field VR stuff, which is quite different to I think what a lot of other VR creators do. So yeah, it's he is the goat. He is the guy. He is the man.
He is indeed a randy old goat. I'm just joking. Wait a minute.
Right,
okay,
if you put
welcome Paradise. Cheers. Everyone check out his channel. What was I saying?
No, we talk about
yes.
we'll talk about
the headset. Yeah. So I changed it to tomorrow so I could chat to customer service. And it's like, what do? Do I change it? It doesn't affect me. If I'm playing a game and I stand still and I close my eye and look for about a minute and move a little bit, I will spot it. But it does not break immersion. I do not notice it. I was just gonna ask. Do you know what? I'm gonna do a poll. Let's do a quick poll.
Yeah, do a poll. Yeah.
I did one last week, and then most people said yes.
Okay, so you need to tell people where you bought the game from, where you bought the headset from, before you put the poll, because that is quite important.
Right, I bought it from game.co.uk, which is like used to be great, and now it's just
yes.
It's like the problem is the trap that I fell into is they give you a bundle. With 3 games that is cheaper than everyone else, right? But then you get digital titles, and I activated my digital, and then I sold one of the other games, and the other game's been opened. So it's like I can't return it in that way. So yeah, basically they said 14 days maximum to get one back, and I'm just like worried that I'll get something that's defective as well. If you've got a PSVR 2, just let us know in the comments. I'm gonna put this poll up and let's see what everyone says.
Yeah, so if people don't understand what Indy's saying is there that it's 14 days to return the headset, and you might not get a new headset, you might get a refurbished headset. And something we're going to talk about in a minute is we've got Firewall Ultra and Crossfire Sierra Squad coming out on PSVR 2 very soon. So Firewall Ultra has a release date of 24th of August. Crossfire Sierra Squad has a release date of August, but they haven't stated which day. I think it would be rather stupid to release those 2 games very close to each other because they are very similar types of games, and I think they will take sales away from each other. That's just my opinion. They maybe should have released Firewall Ultra first and then Crossfire Sierra Squad maybe in September, maybe for Thanksgiving. Let Firewall build up a player base and then release Sierra Squad, because Sierra Squad's more of a sort of co-op single player thing.
The thing with Sierra Squad is it's got the missions, which is very appealing to me.
And co-op, yeah.
The Firewall Ultra trailer looked shit. It doesn't look like a VR game. Like they didn't do a good thing of showing off like how the VR-ness of it, right?
Yeah. I've also, from other VR content creators who've had access to Firewall Ultra, like Gamertag and Beto Benjo, they had criticisms, and they were quite reserved in their criticisms, which makes me think actually it wasn't as good as they were expecting, but they're trying not to sort of talk the game, because obviously it's very exciting, because Firewall Ultra was massive on the original PSVR.
I played that.
And we're hoping it's going to be good on PSVR 2. I mean, it might take the pace of Pavlov in our affections, but I'm more excited for Crossfire Sierra Squad, to be honest, because I prefer co-op sort of. Yeah, that's me personally.
You mean like Aspire 2? That was great. I actually went into Aspire 2 with Silver Tongue to have a little play around, and
no,
the bugs weren't there anymore. But it was funny. But we got to the point. We were at this point where we couldn't get in this room, and he was like, "So, how do you want to get into this room?" And I just said to him, "I go, I actually don't give a shit. Should we just turn it off?" And he's like, "Yeah."
Aspire Mind, that game had so much potential, and it launched broken because there was no co-op chat, which for a co-op game is kind of game breaking. We had to resort to using all sorts of weird like Discord sort of workarounds to even hear each other in the game, and it was so buggy. I mean, it was buggy before launch because we got access to the beta, and then it was massively buggy on launch, and then it just died because, of course, people want to play with their mates, and it just didn't work. And then they made a jokey sort of Twitter. Do you remember the Twitter post? They sort of made a jokey Twitter post that says, "Oh, co-op speech is now working." And by that time, nobody gave a fuck. So yeah, nice try, but fuck, useless.
Yeah. What else have I played? So Fitz has reminded me of everything I've played. Zombieland Headshot Fever. Have you played that one?
I've got it on Pico and Quest, but I've never played it. Bizarrely, apparently it's really good.
I didn't think I would. I love zombies in VR. I didn't think I'd like it as much as I did. Like getting the double headshots and like beating your own time and all the. There's a lot. It's just a really fun game. Really fun.
Yeah.
So I will definitely play that again.
Which
Pavlov?
What was this on? Sorry.
The PSVR 2.
On Zombieland was on PSVR 2.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I didn't know. I didn't.
Well.
Yeah, I didn't know it was on.
Yeah. Remind me. I'll get you a key. Should be able to anyway. There you go.
We like free
Just
keys.
remind me. Yep. What else is there?
Oh, you played Epicenter, didn't you, as well? You did live stream.
Yeah. Should we talk about? Let's get the PSVR 2 out there, I think, and then talk about other games.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm just gonna quickly say Pavlov. The adaptive triggers, really cool. It looks great as well.
Yeah.
The only negative is it lacks like the stuff that I love, like the Black Ops custom zombies.
Yeah.
Hopefully there's more stuff coming. There's like 10 maps at the moment. I really want to see more content from that game, but it's still really fun. I've played at the site, Synapse.
Sorry, Paradise has just posted up about Hubris. No, you can shove Hubris up your ass. That is a terrible game. It's 800 changes. Why didn't they release it? Why didn't they release it with those changes? It was just, it was so pretty and so disappointing at the same time. Sorry, Paradise.
Yeah. I streamed maybe like 3 or 4 hours of it. It looks decent. There was nothing groundbreaking though. Like it was just the shooter. Like it had great visuals.
I'll tell you what.
I'll
tell you what's a much better game, right? So if you like Hubris, I kind of compared it a little bit to Halo, but if you want Halo in VR, then go and play Guardians Frontline, because that game is very much, it's like sort of Halo meets Starship Troopers, but it's also an RTS, so you can either play it on the ground as a soldier, or you can go above and be a commander, and you can control the game that way. That is a really good game, and I think it's only $20 on Pico and Quest. I think it's also on PCVR, and there's cross-play. I did a live stream on the Pico app, and I really enjoyed it. Like the guns were good, the graphics were good, everything about it was really good. It's a very, very polished game, and it seems to be quite understated. I don't think a lot of people know about it. It's called Frontline Guardians, and it is. I thoroughly recommend that you at least try it out, because it's everything Hubris should have been, and a little bit more. Sorry, Indy.
No, no. Yeah, I haven't finished this. I can't give a decision on it. Had some cool bits to it. There was some cool mechanics. I did just get this shotgun, which is pretty cool, or a gun where you fire and you aim where it goes. That's pretty cool in VR. But yeah, I need to finish it. And there's probably a couple other games I've missed out. Let me just catch up with the chat as well.
Okay.
Let's go.
I'm going to respond to Blue Bottles. I'm guessing that you've been in the Genotype beta. I have reservations. I've spoken to RJ today about it. Sorry if you don't know, RJ is one of the developers. We had a long conversation today on Discord. I talked about all the things I don't like. I talked about there are you know, I'm trying to be positive here. There are a lot of good things about the game. There are some things which hold it back. He said that the beta that we played was about a month old, and there's another beta coming out at the end of July. So I'm not going to play the game until that beta comes out. But yeah, it does have a lot of potential. I know we've already talked about it. Yeah, it has got a long way to go, but it is one of those games where it can be great, but it also could go the other way. But you know, the devs are super energized about playing the game, and you know, the limited amount of people that had access to the beta, it turns out we were just actually testing the game for them, to get an outside perspective from people who weren't involved in the process of developing the game, so that we could give our feedback. So he got my feedback today. It was quite brutal, I have to admit, because that's obviously my thing. I have to be honest with people. But yeah, it does have a lot of potential. So that's Genotype. We won't talk about Genotype again today. Sorry, I do apologize.
Right. Okay. So to catch up chat. Paradise jumped in. Clueless got his from Argos. Yeah, I did look at Clueless. It was just the bundles that they had. I was like, oh man, it's the best bundle.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't use game again, especially online. Like in store, maybe. But the nearest store to me is pretty far away. I mean, not too bad, like half an hour maybe. I wish I did go to the store, to be honest. Silver Tongue said, make sure you don't get a refurb. Yeah, it's brand new for brand new. I'm 100% sure that there's no way they'll do a meta on me, like send me a refurb. But I know people who had their headsets for like a few weeks, and they send them a refurb as a replacement, and they've had an issue.
Yeah, I think Fitz had a load of problems when he first bought his Quest, didn't he? He just kept getting refurbs that were just worse than the one he actually sent back. So yeah.
Classy baddie depends on if you need to send it back later. Make a change, make your mind up a month from now. If it gets worse, send it back. Okay, that's the thing. I'm just paranoid that if it's broke, if it's dodgy again, send it back. Another 14 days. That's cutting it close to like the release dates of those Crossfire and Firewall. So yeah, it's pretty close. So it's set to pick up tomorrow. The guy turned up today, even though I cancelled it, but it's coming. I would have given it to him, but I didn't box it. I wanted to wait a day as well, just to hear back from customer service. What else we got? Game shit, well overpriced. There you go, Clueless. Yeah, my local game shut down as well. Paradise really recently. 2 miles away, so screw games. I'll go to Smith's. Oh man, Smith's. I know what you're talking about. Silvertongue was laughing about the state of Aspire 2.
Oh my god.
The cold account's just saying it should be new.
It should be, yeah. I mean, to be fair, I mean, we've had this discussion offline, and I think you should have bought it from Amazon. I know that, like you said, that Amazon was a little bit more expensive, but Amazon's return policies are brilliant. Yeah. They will actually send you the headset, and then you have to send the other headset back before you actually send the headset back after you've received the new headset. So, you know, like as far as Amazon goes, that I always buy most of my stuff from Amazon. So I may be buying the Quest 3 from Argos, because there's an Argos literally just down the road from where I live, and I can go in there and physically get the Quest 3 at 9 o'clock in the morning. So I've just posted a quick poll on my chat to say, are you going to buy the Quest 3? So, get involved in the poll.
Yep.
I'd be interested to see what everybody thinks.
Yeah. So, okay, Argos was no, sorry. Amazon didn't have it. It would take a while. Plus, Amazon are like £10 more with three less games. Do you know what I mean? So that's why I went that route. But next time, I'll go in a store and do it, because this is a pain in the ass, honestly, especially when you're trying to do content creation and you've got a slight addiction to fucking Gran Turismo and whatever else. But yeah, and people are saying I need to get a wheel all the time, a steering wheel, and become a wheel wanker.
Yeah, you do. You absolutely do. It completely and utterly. Just ask Weeble. I mean, Weeble will tell you he got a wheel for Gran Turismo, and he's like, it changed the way you play. So you actually haven't sort of summarized your experience with PSVR 2.
Okay. Yep. Let me quickly finish real quick. Clear Star Gamer said he might sell his Pico to get a Quest 3.
That's fair.
Yep. And Silver Tongue saying depends on how they're handling it, Cole. They just said to me, I said, okay, they just said it's how they return anything that's defective, so that'll be new. If it, I was tempted to refund it, then I realized I used all my digital codes and stuff, so it's impossible to refund. Okay, I think that'll do for that. Yeah, basically, yeah, it's been great. It's been great. Apart from that one little thing, 58% are saying to return it. I hate that 58% of you. I hate all of you. No, not really. It's I don't want it. Do you know what? It's so hard to do. It's so hard to do with the risk that's like. But I messaged them. I literally messaged them saying, "What's going to happen if it's the same thing?" They go, "It's the same with any other defective product." And I'm talking to bots. I'm telling you. Don't do it, Indy. Fitz is saying. To summarize, yeah, PSVR 2 has been great. I really didn't think it would be as good as I found it. Like, it's really good. Definitely really good.
Yeah, so I was a massive enthusiast when it first launched. I was so especially with Synapse. So Synapse is the first game that actually I saw the eye tracking working so well. So if you don't know what Synapse is, it's basically a first-person shooter where you have telekinetic powers, but you don't point your hand at the objects you want to throw around or the enemies you want to throw around. You just look at them, it highlights them, and then you just literally grab and flick, and all sorts of crazy stuff happens. You can throw enemies in the air. You can pick up an explosive barrel. You can throw the explosive barrel at the enemy. You can crash the enemy into the explosive barrel. It blows up. The enemy dies. I think during my live stream, I actually managed to get 4 enemies in the air at the same time while I was still shooting at them. And it's just really cool. It's just like the eye tracking works so well on PSVR 2. It has to be a feature of any next-gen headset going forward. We're going to discount the Quest 3 because it's a question of price at the moment. They're trying to bring the Quest 3 in at a certain price. I understand that completely. They're trying to get a better headset with better augmented reality onto the market at a certain price. You can't put eye tracking into that on a standalone device because it would be too expensive. But I think the Quest 4, which will be 2 years down the line, will have those OLED screens, and it will have eye tracking and facial recognition and all those things that we really, really want at a reasonable price. But I understand why the Quest 3 doesn't have it currently. This may change.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, when is the Quest 3? October? What was the date on it again?
It's during Meta Connect, which will be either late September, early October, and then they'll obviously announce, like they did with the Quest 2, they'll announce that the pre-orders are open, or it'll be releasing within a week, or blah blah blah, whatever. So yeah, it's closer than you think, actually. July, August, Crossfire Sierra Squad, Firewall Ultra in August, maybe the Quest 3 in September, early October. It's exciting times for VR, which is exactly what we actually need at the moment.
Yeah, it's definitely getting better on the PSVR 2 front, because that was my main thing that I kept saying is, where are the fucking games? You've got a couple more coming out. Synapse, I actually really enjoyed Synapse. You won't get more than 6 hours out of it. Once I did the first run through, it was like, I like to play games hard, right? So I did the first run through and didn't really use any. It's such a child.
No, I'm just going back to our Survive live stream where you were like, I was like, why am I dying? You were like, oh, we're playing on hard, by the way. I was like, yeah, of course we are, because I've never played before, so of course Serge is playing on hard.
Yeah, we got to play that again, and we've got to do Pablo. There's loads of stuff we've got to do.
Yeah, it's really good. It's really good.
What was I saying? What was I talking about? My brain. You don't remember either, do you?
No, I don't. Fuck. we were talking about PSVR 2.
Games hard.
Yeah.
Games hard. Yes. So Synapse played it on hard. No, I played it without all the powers at first, and it was really hard to get through. Then the second playthrough, which is like middle difficulty or whatever it is, it was so easy. I breezed through it in like such a small amount of time compared to the first one. So it kind of lost its appeal after that, because you just become too overpowered. But I'm more than happy to, like, you know, in a year's time, 6 months, to like reset my progress and start again.
Yeah. I mean, I was watching your live stream. I think you actually managed to get through the first. You got through the first level and went into the second. Because if you don't understand, the way the Synapse works is, you have to play through it 3 times to get to the end of the game. So it's like you play on easy, you upgrade your character, then you play on medium difficulty, and obviously as you upgrade your character, it becomes easier because you're more powerful, and then you get to the hard level, and when you've finished that is the end of the game. So it's like people saying, oh my god, it's only 4 hours long. It's not 4 hours long, it's 12 hours long if you want to play through the whole game and do the game plus with all the upgrades and all that sort of stuff. So I love Synapse. It's a great game. And it's End Dreams as well, so, you know, they are legendarily known for churning out good games like Fract and Phantom Covert Ops. And if you haven't played Phantom Covert Ops on either the PC or the Quest, you need to go and play that game, because it is, without a doubt, one of the most underrated AAA games that's ever been released. And it's like, I think it's like 4 years old. It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing game.
I played an hour and a bit for a while. Then I refunded it.
Right, so I've just like to, like, I did a poll that said, are you going to buy the Quest 3 releases, and we are 91% yes and only 9% no. So I'm excited for that, because that means that hopefully Quest 3 sales are going to be good. Means that developers will get involved, maybe upgraded versions of games that we already love. So yeah, I'm going to end the poll now. It's pretty good. Yeah.
I thought you said we were going to end the podcast. You're about to say that.
No. We've still got loads of stuff. So on a personal note, I mean, I know what's happening, but can you? Your community will know what's happening, but can you talk about what's going on in your life and your new job, my friend?
Yeah,
because it's very exciting.
That I'm bisexual. No. Ask your community. Sorry, give me. Oh no, ask them a poll that was empty. Sorry, guys. I just sent a note.
Yes.
0 votes. How you doing, Jason? Welcome, man. Welcome to who else joined? K2 and More VR. Cheers for joining.
Is that Diamond Geezer? Is he there?
Yeah.
Diamond Geezer.
With him again. Right, here's a real poll. Start a poll. I'm gonna do the same one that you did. We should just do the polls together. Except I thought, are you buying the Quest 2 instead of 3? There you go. Okay. So what happened? So basically, I've gone self-employed, working in the VR industry as a sales manager, freelance sales manager, basically. So that's what I am doing now. I am just basically working from home and doing all the sales for people kind of stuff as well. And what else am I doing? I've monetized my channel.
Yep, go and join. He's got channel membership open.
If you want, you can. You don't have to. It's not a requirement. And what else has happened, Mac? Am I missing something?
Yeah, you started working for Brilliant. You've gone self-employed. You're a lot happier. You're a lot more motivated, but you now have to work night shifts.
I don't have to work night shift. It's not night shift. I work till 10, 1 or 2 times a week. But it's actually fun because I call America and I have so much fun calling America. Like I want to. If I could, I would just go on to like 3 or 4 in the morning. To be honest, it's just a laugh chatting to the Americans.
Yeah, America, fuck yeah, here to save the world.
But yeah, it's been really good. It's really good. Like I'm loving it. The team are really cool. Everyone's really chilled out and just like no egos. And yeah, it's good. Just a great, great environment. So yeah. So
Yeah.
that's what I'm doing these days.
Okay, right. So we are going to move on to subjects which are more related to virtual reality, and that is the debacle that Meta are facing with the Meta Quest Pro. So, do you have any thoughts on it? Because the only I'm just going to quickly say the only person I know that has a Quest Pro is Paradise Decay, who's in your chat. So, what were your 6 words?
I don't give a fuck.
I don't give a fuck. That's bastards. There you go. There's 6 words.
Yeah, you know my interest level with Meta, everyone. So it doesn't. You probably it's probably better for you to talk on it because you'll have more of an input than me. I'm not really following Meta stuff, to be honest, too much.
So
but I know what's going on.
Yeah, so the only person I know that has one is Paradise Decay, and I think because he's an ambassador, he actually got it given. You can correct me in your chat if I'm wrong. And apparently it's pretty good. It's had a lot of improvements over the course of its very, very short and truncated life. But Meta have pulled the plug, and they are not buying any more. Yeah. They're not buying any more components. They are not going to be building any more Quest Pros after the components have run out. It's been reduced from £1,500 to £1,000 within 3 months of it being released. I think this was an experiment that went wrong for Meta. I think they've learned a lot of lessons. I think they're going to make sure that the Quest 3 has the depth sensor for the augmented reality. And this is one of the things that people maybe don't understand, is that I personally think that virtual reality's future is in augmented reality, because I have played an augmented reality game which absolutely blew me away. And it was like the Emilio's Adventure by the guy who did Cactus Cowboy. And basically he contacted me one day and said, have you got a Pico 4? I said, yes. He said, right, okay, I'm going to port this experience that I've got over to the Pico. Can you try it out for me? As far as I'm aware, I'm the only person who has access to it on Pico 4. And it's crazy good. It's really, really good. It's actually really good on the Quest 2. So if you don't know what it is, search for Emilio's Adventure on App Lab, download it. It works really well on the Quest 2. It works absolutely amazing on the Pico 4. So when the Quest 3 launches, it has the depth sensor and the pass-through cameras, the color pass-through cameras. I think that is going to be a big game changer for AR and VR. When I go to Gamescom this year, I've been invited by Soul Assembly to go and try out a Quest 3 with the augmented reality demo of their game, which is dropped at the cabin, which me and Serge have live streamed quite a few times. And I'm really excited about the AR capabilities of the Quest 3 more than anything else, because as far as I'm aware, the Quest 3 is a incremental upgrade on the Quest 2. It has a better processor, it's slightly better screens. The FOV is about the same, but it has that the better augmented reality cameras, and has a depth sensor, and that really excites me. It really excites me because I think that AR is going to be one of those things that kind of changes the perception of VR. If you kind of understand what the point I'm trying to make. Anyway,
Yeah.
So yeah, so you haven't experienced augmented reality, have you?
No.
No. Okay. So I think Paradise Decay is probably the best person to talk to about this. So if you're still in the chat, if you could have some input, mate. The augmented reality on the Quest Pro apparently isn't as good, or is equal to what's on the Pico 4, which is good. But the Quest 3 is going to be a lot better, including the depth sensor. So yeah, I'd like to hear Paradise's input if he's still in chat. I'm going to keep an eye on the chat now.
Yeah. But didn't whoever the hell's in charge of Meta say the Quest isn't dead yet? We'll pull the plug when we're ready. Since that announcement,
As far as I'm aware,
Michael Carmack.
Michael Carr. So
Flashback. Yeah, God.
flashback. They've sold approximately 50,000 Quest Pros, which isn't a great deal. They were when they did the reveal of it, they talked about working in AR and VR, and apparently it doesn't do that. It doesn't work at all. It doesn't have integration with other sort of work related apps. So it was like a bit of a non-starter, really. They kind of pitched it as a work application, and it didn't work as a work application. I think they saw what Apple were doing with the Vision Pro, and they thought, fuck's sake, they're going to do the Apple thing, and we just don't do that. So they've changed their perspective back to gaming on the Quest 3 and augmented reality. And I think that's a really savvy thing to do, because yeah, I think Quest 3 is going to be as successful as Quest 2. I hope it's going to be more successful. And I think AR is going to be a game-changing thing for people who maybe aren't into VR as much, but the augmented reality stuff is going to be incredible. That's my opinion. There you go.
Yeah, I haven't experienced it. Yeah, it's just like, maybe was it like experience VR for the first time for you?
Right, so Emilio's Adventure is basically a augmented reality sort of version of Cactus Cowboy, which you kind of place the play space on the ground in your area that you play in, and the game plays out in front of you in a kind of third person perspective, but you're kind of in charge of the little cactus guy. So what it did to my brain was because you're in a space and you can actually walk around the space and move around it. So there was like a line of sort of cargo containers with my little cactus guy was behind it, and there was like some enemies on the other side. So they kind of say to you, you need to have a look over here. So instead of just like walking over and having a look, I actually stepped over the cargo containers, because in my brain it said, if you don't step over the cargo containers, you're going to trip over them. But they're there in augmented reality. It's really, really clever. It kind of tricks your brain into thinking that, because the way it works is you are in your play space, so I can see the man cave around me, but the game is in front of me. So my brain was thinking, well, that's actually real. So I can't walk through this. I have to step over it. It's really, you have to experience it. So if you don't understand what I'm talking about, Emilio's Adventure is actually available on App Labs. You can just download it for your Quest 2 right now, and you can try it out. It works okay on the Quest. It's in kind of black and white pass through, but you will get an idea of how AR works, and you can look forward to having color pass through with a depth sensor, which is going to work a lot better. Right, there you go. So how do we get from your new job to talking about Emilio's Adventure?
I don't know. Yeah, so Paradise Decay has actually responded in the chat.
Okay.
So, don't know much
Oh,
info
okay.
about the Quest 3, but Pro AR is very good. Daisy thinks Pico is better. And then he said, I've been enjoying AR a lot more recently. I still haven't experienced it.
Okay, so Daysnetic is one of the guys I met when I was down at Soul Assembly. So he has a Pico 4, same as me. And he's actually experienced, because he's tried Paradise Decay's Quest Pro. So it's nice to see that he's actually compared them and thinks that the Pico 4 AR or the sort of pass-through is better. That's interesting, actually, yeah. Because, I mean, I think the pass-through on Pico 4 is really good. I mean, I can actually read my phone. I can read my PC. You know, you have to kind of lean in a little bit, but it does work really well. With the Quest 2 pass-through, you can't kind of read your phone or anything on your PC, but with the Pico, you can. So, yeah.
Yeah, I'm weird. I'm so weird because the pass-through thing, I had a Pico for a month. Never really used it. Got the PSVR 2, I still lift my headset up. Just weird.
Yeah, the pass
have
on the PSVR 2 is actually quite good as well.
The Mindex has got 0 pass-through. I mean, because I'm so used to that and just lifting my headset up, I still do it instinctively with every headset.
Yeah. The Quest, the Index does have pass-through. You have to download an app to make it work.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Come. No, sorry. I was just going to say, yeah, I've got 4 days left of my warranty, and the back clip came off, the back wire clip, but they're sending me another one. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'll have to look into that, mate. But I won't use it. I just won't bloody use it. I won't.
That's really good.
Oh, yeah.
They are. Sorry. Carry on.
No, you go, mate. You go.
They're ending production of the Index.
Yeah, because the sales have dropped down a bit. But come on, man, how long's that been out? Like.
Yeah, it's been out like nearly 5 years or 4 years.
5 years.
4 or 5 years. I mean, you know, as far as the Index goes, that is the one headset that I really regret selling. And I know you're going to find this really humorous because I always say my Index. But after I sold my Index, I really regretted it because there's so many things you can do with the Index because of the base stations that you can't do with any other headset, you know, like Live, mixed reality and all that sort of stuff. But it's just the fact that the headset was so comfortable and the audio, even 4 years down the line, there's nothing can touch the audio on an Index. It's incredible. Like playing Half-Life Alyx on an Index is the premium experience of playing Half-Life Alyx. I mean, I'm a massive advocate of virtual desktop, but you know, if you gave me a choice, I would play Half-Life Alyx on an Index because that's what it was designed for, and the audio is just unbelievably good.
Yeah. I mean, I still use it. Honestly, the past 2-3 weeks, not as much. I've used it twice because that's all I've been doing is playing PSVR 2. Is crazy. Also, I was going to say, I did the one-to-one live stream thing, which we're both gonna be doing it. I'm gonna be doing it at least once a month.
Oh, the Mac. Yeah, I did the Mac chat. Yeah.
So
I stole that idea off you.
Yeah, I know you did. I was telling Silver Tongue Devil I was going to kill you, and then I ended up donating you 5 subscriptions. Actually,
I did. I completely nicked that idea off you. It was yeah. Sorry.
No, it's great though because even stuff like this, we get to chat to people because normally they don't see us or we're in the headset or whatever. So yeah, it's great. And they voted that I do but PSVR 2 take it over to Twitch. So I'm streaming on Twitch now, PSVR 2, games that aren't really indie. So I'll be doing Population 1 on there. I started doing flat screen yesterday. I did Ghost of Tsushima for 5 hours, and if I didn't have to get up the next day, I would have carried on playing for another 5 hours. I put it on the hardest mode possible. It's such a great game. So that's on my Twitch. Check my Twitch out. I'm going to drop it in the link in the description anyway, if no one's following or if you have got a Twitch and you want to follow. And I'm also started doing the camera in my stream, so I'm a little wanker in the bottom left-hand corner. And I did my first ever thumbnail wanker stream as well.
Oh, excellent.
Thumbnail wanker. You know, the channel update one.
Yeah.
I was on the actual thumbnail. So I'm a thumbnail wanker now. There you go.
Yeah. So we talked about the Twitch streaming today, didn't we? Actually, on when you rang me this morning, we talked about the PSVR 2 stuff as well, because you weren't expecting to be so blown away by PSVR 2 and specifically Gran Turismo. I also want to talk about Ghost of Tsushima as well, because that's one of the other things we talked about. So you weren't expecting to be blown away by Gran Turismo, but you were. But the thing that we talked about this morning was how good flat screen games are and how far VR has to go to get that experience. Because I said to you, obviously, I played Halo, which is amazing. I played DMZ. I just started playing Gears of War 5 again, which I've already played through. And I don't think there are any VR games, apart from Half-Life Alyx, that give you that experience that you can get on a flat screen game. But we have to bear in mind that flat screen games have a massive, massive budget. I mean, Call of Duty, Ghost of Tsushima, they have these are huge game development studios, and VR isn't there yet, apart from Valve. Endreams and people like Bulwark Games and did I say Endreams? I did say Endreams, didn't I? They don't quite have the budget. Cloudhead Games is another one. The guys who are behind Pistol Whip, they're saying that once they get the budget, they can do these AAA sort of VR games, which are going to equal the flat screen stuff. But when you're pumping hundreds of millions of pounds into flat screen games because you're going to get those hundreds of millions of pounds back from the people who are going to play the games, and VR is in its infancy still, it's like only a 6-year-old industry. We yet to have the Ghost of Tsushima sort of experience, the 60 to 70 hour game that's going to hold you for those 60, 70 hours, which is what you spoke about on the phone this morning, because you said, to complete it 100%, which I would have to do because that's the way I am, that it's going to take me that amount of time to actually finish the game. But you played it on some insane difficulty, didn't you?
Extreme difficulty. And it's basically what happens is you get one hit killed by certain enemies, and you got to do the whole kind of, if you're raiding a base, you got to start again. But I love it. That's the fun of it. It's such a great challenge. And everyone watching was like, is this out on PC? It's like, no, not yet. Everybody wants it. Everyone wants it.
So check out Paradise Decay's comment on your channel, because I think it's quite relevant. Because
I love playing flat games, really.
Because I know that's kind of the emphasis that Paradise Decay has, where he basically plays a lot of VR flat screen games in VR, and he actually gets that huge immersive experience, which we're currently lacking in VR. I mean, I think Asgard's Wrath is the only game I've played that had 40 hours plus gameplay, and it was so good. And really complicated, massive upgrade tree. Really enjoyed it. I put about 30 hours, I think, into Asgard's Wrath, and I probably wasn't even 2/3 of the way through the game. Really good game. So good. But they never discounted it, which is a shame, because more people need to play Asgard's Wrath. But they might get the opportunity on the Quest 3 when Asgard's Wrath 2 releases, which apparently has 60 plus hours of gameplay in it.
Yeah, without the AAA graphics, which is one of the best fucking games ever made.
Yeah.
So fucking annoying. They're going to make loads of money out of it anyway. Meta have taken the steps to move away from that. It's just really annoying that we'll never see it in what it should, what it could be, basically.
Yeah, Asgard's Wrath 2 on PC would be incredible, but you have to remember that Meta have basically gone for they're basically standalone. It's one of the great things about the Quest Pro is the fact that it had the power to do standalone VR, and it could do PC VR, and it had eye tracking and facial recognition and all those sort of things. But it was just a little bit too expensive. I think it's just a little bit too early. If if it had released 2 years from now with a better screen and all those features, I think it would have done better. But you know, we can look back. You know, it you know, it's difficult. VR is still a niche, pioneering gaming experience, and it you know, if you go back like to, you know, the first 6 years of flat screen gaming, you've been playing stuff like, oh fuck, it's gone out of my head. But, you know, but if you like flat screen gaming six years in was not like flat screen gaming as it is now. So you have to sort of say in 10 years time, VR gaming is going to catch up. You know, in 10 years time, we are going to have that Warzone DMZ experience. We are going to have that Ghost of Tsushima experience. We're going to have that Halo experience, but the technology can't quite keep up with what we want at the moment, but it is coming. So as a VR evangelist, you just have to say, look, yeah, you know, Asgard's Wrath 2, you're not going to get the Asgard's Wrath PC VR graphic experience, but you are going to get the gameplay and the 60 hours plus. So,
yep, yeah. I mean, I think how I actually got onto Paradise's channel is I had there was a game I really wanted to play in VR, so I bought Vorpex.
oh
And
right, yeah,
I asked him for advice, and then he helped me out. I really appreciate that. And I didn't really look into it any further. But the game I was playing, I really wanted to play, but it was like I need to. I told him like 3 years ago I'd go into the forum and get advice. It's because it was like it wasn't it was VR up to there, and then you still had the bits of the screen on the index. I'm sure there's a way to
okay.
fix it. But I promise Paradise Decay, I'll get around to that in the next 5 years. So yeah, if you want to check out Paradise Decay, there's a lot of like 3D flat screen games as well, which is great. I mean, it's a shame that Grand Theft Auto, not GTA, Red Dead Redemption got taken down, because I would have loved to have played that at some point in
Yeah,
VR.
yeah. I mean, everybody's looking forward to this Prey Dog VR Unreal Engine mod where you can use your VR controllers instead of having to use like a you know, like a sort of Xbox controller or something, you know, like that, because VR is about the immersion, and using a controller doesn't kind of cut it. So, you know, they keep promising that this Unreal Engine injector is going to be here soon, and you'll be able to play any Unreal Engine game in VR with you using your controllers. And to me, that's going to be amazing. It's going to be a big feature on my channel once it gets here. So, yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. So, what did Paradise say? You see how to use Vortex these days. Reshade.
Yeah,
Okay.
he was saying that instead of Vorpex, he uses Reshade. I'll look into it, man. Like, if to be honest, I should do it, because there's a few games that I really want to play in VR, and yeah, I'll have to have a proper look into it instead of being not doing it basically. But yeah, that injector is going to be amazing. I don't know what I'd play. Like, I don't know what I'd start with. I know you do some kind of game Gear of War, Marcus Phoenix wanker. Is that Unreal Engine?
No, it isn't. Unfortunately, it's a proprietary Xbox, same as Halo.
Yeah.
But there is a guy who was doing a Halo mod for VR, and he actually got employed by 343 Industries, so he stopped doing what he was doing. I don't know whether they did that to stop him from doing what he was doing, or whether they are thinking about doing some Halo in VR. But if they ever do Halo in VR, oh my god, that's the end of my life, because I'll just do that. I'm a massive Halo fan, as you know. Gears of War, yeah, again, but Halo is like a huge part of my life. 20 years ago, when I joined the Fire Brigade, is actually the day that the original Xbox released, and I played Halo, and I was done, sold. I've played all of the Halo games. I've read all of the books. I'm a massive Halo geek. I've watched the TV series. I thought it was really good. A lot of people didn't like it because it wasn't action orientated, but I think it was more like, if you're a fan of the Halo games, then the guy who played the Master Chief was perfectly cast, because that's the Halo Master Chief that I wanted to see. So, you know, saying that in mind, I pirated it via your torrent streams that you set me up with. Watched all the episodes. They're now available on Paramount on Sky, just in case you're wondering. It's a really good series. If you're into Halo, go and watch it. It might not be what you expect, but it is really good. It's more about Master Chief than about the Halo universe. But yeah, they've absolutely nailed it.
Yeah, I didn't watch it. I think, yeah. What is going on with my stream? Okay, I've just noticed that my stream's really weird. Is there something playing in the background? Okay, I'll sort my stream out in a minute. Yeah, I love Halo. I did maybe a third of the new one, and that was it. Like, yeah, I do need to play it and finish it, because yeah, it's just really good fun. People didn't like the new Halo because the game, because of the open world, and like it's just a bit of copy and paste and stuff people were saying, but I found it really fun.
Oh, Halo Infinite is probably the best Halo game since Halo 3, I think. Because I don't know, I think Master Chief just suits that kind of environment. The gameplay, the what's going on with your stream? You keep disappearing and coming back.
Yeah, that was just me. Sorry, everyone. I'm trying to sort something out and it's not working. Yeah. So yeah, Halo is sat on my list. Does that work in Reshade? Would that work in Reshade? This was Paradise Decay.
Oh, Don Metz has just said The Expanse. So if anybody doesn't know, The Expanse is one of the best sci-fi programs that's been on TV for a long time. I think since the Battlestar Galactica remake, which was amazing. And Don Metz has just said that Telltale, who did the Walking Dead sort of VR experience, have just done The Expanse as well. So that'll be pretty cool.
What, a game?
Wow. Yeah, a game, yeah. Yeah, I'm a massive fan of The Expanse. I am that guy. If you watch Expanse, you'll understand that little...
Yeah, I tried. You told me to watch it. I tried and didn't get past an episode. Not enough people got... Not enough decapitations in the first half an hour for my liking.
No, really good sci-fi, really good science-based sci-fi as well. Lots of sex, lots of violence, good characters. Great, go and watch it. Expanse.
I'll put that on the top of my list. As soon as you start watching Oz, I will watch The Expanse.
Oh my god! Right, it's on my list. It's on my list.
What's next?
Snapdragon Super Game Resolution on the Quest 2. That's the one I want to talk about. No, this is another sort of Quest 2 thing that you are not really into, but
No, I'll take part in this discussion.
Okay, so Qualcomm provide the XR2 chip for the Quest 2, also for the Pico 4, also for a lot of mobile phones. So they released this upgrade called Snapdragon Game Super Resolution, which basically optimizes your gaming experience while also relieving the pressure on the actual chip itself, so it can do more stuff. So Virtual Desktop incorporated this in its version 27, I think, update, and it makes a massive difference. Like, I have a 2080 Ti in my PC, and I could run games on my headset in what would be equivalent of a 4090 GPU. Right. It's incredible. It's just incredible. Basically, they've optimized the Snapdragon XR2 chip to basically become a gaming monster. So I have like I said, I have a 2080 Ti, but on Virtual Desktop, I can run my games what I would say was 4090 level, and it's game changing. It's incredible. This is coming to Quest 2 in the version 56 update, I do believe. So it will be native on Quest 2, the Super Game Resolution, upgrade will work out the box. You won't have to do anything. It'll just be there. Along with the Quest upgrades where they've unlocked the CPU, GPU. I think they're running about 25% higher clock rates than they were before. So if you're running a Quest 2 and playing your basic standalone VR games, you're going to see an upgrade in your visuals. If you are using virtual desktop or Airlink, then you're also going to see a massive upgrade in your visuals. You'll be able to run, depending on your GPU, you'll be able to run like a lot higher than you thought you could at 90 frames per second with increased graphics. It's one of those sort of small little upgrades that doesn't really make waves in the VR scene, but it should, because it's a huge improvement. Quest 3 with its more powerful XR2 chip, apparently it's going to be 50% more powerful than the chip that's in the Quest 2. So you are going to see upgraded games when the Quest 3 releases. You're going to see games that have like better visuals, better resolutions because of this upgrade. It's absolutely incredible thing, which I don't think they've advertised enough, to be honest. A lot of people in chat might not even know what it is. It's called Snapdragon Game Super Resolution. Keep an eye out for it when you get the version 56 Quest 2 update. It's already available on virtual desktop, so if you're running the latest version of virtual desktop, then you should already be benefiting from that.
Yeah, speaking of version 56, they're going to have hand tracking 2.2, which is faster hand tracking as well. Headsets will auto update as well.
Yeah.
So that's something that will be handy. You can remount controls, a few other things, Facebook Live. Just throw that in there.
Okay.
But yeah,
right.
the Snapdragon thing is, it's a big, it is a big thing. It is a really big thing. So I just don't know why it's not, like you said, they need to push that. Well, maybe when 56 drops, I'll do it.
Yeah, I mean, as far as the hand tracking goes, if anybody hasn't played this game yet, there's a game called Rogue Ascent, which uses hand tracking. You don't actually use your controllers. You just basically use your fingers as guns. It works really well. It's a roguelike, which may put people off, but it works really well. It's a massive game. There's like huge amount of time to be put into it. There's like a really good upgrade tree. There's like multiple operators it can use to play the game, which change the way you play the game. And it works off hand tracking, and it is 99.9% flawless. I played a lot. I've done a couple of live streams. I did a review. Yeah. It works really well. So yeah, hand tracking's getting there. It's almost to the point where you really don't need controllers if that's the way you want to go. You know, a lot of people might think that's a strange thing to say, but and there are limitations. You have to use teleport to move, obviously, because you don't have the sticks to move around. But it works really well. And once they solve the problem of using teleport or having like free motion, that it's going to be really good. It's really good. Finger blasting game. Simon, we're not talking about finger blasting. We're talking about playing games with your fingers.
Clueless got. He said he's got the version 56, sorry, but there's no Facebook features. What a surprise! Yeah, it's meta for you, mate. It is just meta. Yeah. Wolf Raza said visuals are like icing on the cake to me. I don't care about the cake, and the icing don't matter. Gameplay is king.
Gameplay is king. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Gameplay is king. So again, going back to Rogue Ascent, it's an amazing game where you use your hands to fire your guns. And once you get used to it, it is actually really, really intuitive. And you know, as he said, gameplay is king, and it works, like I said, almost flawlessly. It's really, really good. I can't wait for the day when you can actually have like free motion and hand tracking to play a game. So maybe you would like move your head forward or move your hand forward to move, or that sort of thing. I don't know how it's going to work, but yeah, it's coming. In 5 years' time, we'll be looking back on this and going, ha, look at those idiots.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, so what are your thoughts on like the Quest 3 on the jump from Quest 2 to Quest 3?
Okay, that's a good question. It's not a massive generational jump. It's better screens, better AR. The controllers apparently are going to be a lot better. They don't have the tracking rings; they actually track themselves. And apparently, if you have the Quest Pro controllers, that they are going to be compatible with the Quest 3 as well as the Quest 2, which makes me think: should I buy the Quest Pro controllers now so that I get the full sort of upgrade when I move to Quest 3? But like we've already said, the most exciting thing for Quest 3 for me is not the fact that it's an incremental upgrade. It's the fact that the AR is going to be improved. So, you know, as I've already spoken about. So I'm excited for Quest 3. I don't know how you feel about it because you're not a meta person, are you?
Yeah, it's not like a massive jump. It's like AR and stuff. Yeah, I mean, like I say all the time, I've got the Quest 2 and I'm using it tomorrow. Unless I get a copy of the game, unless I get to play the game on Steam, which is possible still. I just don't do Quest 2 stuff, really.
Yeah.
And like I was doing the live thing the other day, and most of my people in that chat, like 70% of them were like PCVR users. And I know if I do Quest 2, maybe I'll get some more subscribers, but just depends. If it was easy to stream, I'd probably be more up for it. I know I can. Tomorrow I'm gonna have to be like, oh, fuck, here we go, Quest 2 streaming, do this, do that, do that. I mean, it's set now, so it's not too hard to do. But yeah, will I get a Quest 3? People are asking me, and I said no, because I don't use the Quest 2. Why would I get a Quest 3?
Yeah.
But then it'll be like to have the latest headset when it comes out, basically. How much coverage am I going to do of it? Like, it's going to be oversaturated as well with people Quest 3, Quest 3, Quest 3, Quest 3. It's like when the game comes out and your whole fucking page is full of reviews, right?
Yeah. So for you, having an index, is the big screen not a better option for you? The big screen headset?
No, because I can't remember exactly why. What was the reason for it? There's a few pitfalls with it that I just didn't like. I think the audio solution. Yeah, go on.
Yeah, right. Okay, so we'll go through the quick tech specs. So basically, if you buy a big screen, then you have to have base stations, which you do because you have an index. There's no audio solution. It is tailored to you specifically, so your face mask would be specifically designed for you. If you have a prescription lens, lenses are specifically for you. And it's £1,000, and you have to have base stations. You have to have an index already. But the people who've got it and used it say it's because I think it only weighs 300 grams, and it's tiny. And the FOV apparently has been from the initial sort of early prototypes. The FOV has been improved from 90 degrees to 100 degrees, which is 100. It's over 100 degrees now, so that's pretty good. So it, like, to me, it seems if you have an index, that it seems like a great upgrade. And if I still had my index, I would seriously be considering getting one.
Yeah, I think I'm just going to stick to the index. It doesn't. It's not. It doesn't warrant. Like, it doesn't. Something better is going to come up. You know. something better will come up. But it's got its perks.
Mm.
I just prefer the Index. Just it's got everything in one. I hate all this. I hate like the standalone where you have to buy all these little fucking headphones to hang off the edge of it and get this battery pack and all this stuff.
Yeah.
That is what puts me off standalone. And I know if you're playing active games and you're running around like a wanker, then fair enough. But I'm happy tethered, to be honest. I don't mind. It does have its pitfalls. Like when I was playing bloody, what the hell was that game? T for God on my Index. I was
Yeah.
like, shit, I should have used my Quest 2 for this.
Yeah.
Because I was just like, untangling my headset every 5 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
Um,
like when I played Pavlov on my PSVR 2, it was a great experience. But every time I finished the game, I had to take my headset off, untangle the headset, which is something I haven't had to do for a long time because obviously mostly I play PC VR wirelessly using virtual desktop on Pico 4. So whereas the experience of playing Pavlov on the PSVR 2 was amazing, it then had that initial problem which VR had right at the beginning, that you are tethered. And even though I use a really good cable management system, that I use the Kiwi Pro, which is without a doubt the best cable management system that's available at the moment, you still have to take your headset off and untangle it, and it's that wired thing.
yeah, I mean, certain games I can just stick the Quest 2 on. Like, I knew I should have done it with that one. Yeah, it'll be great to have the new Index with the wireless.
Yeah.
And the fucking, and the kind of wireless in wireless to your PC and all that kind of stuff, and to have good graphics. And it's just the main thing for me is like the audio solution of these standalone headsets. I refuse to fucking pay X amount of hundreds of pounds. What the fuck, man? Like, I'd buy it if there was a version of, say, the Quest 3 with the audio built in, or anything like that. I just can't be asked to end up with a big Frankenstein headset.
So I've said this. So first of all, I'd like to say Simon V said wireless is 100% the future, and I agree. I think wireless VR is the future. Buck is in the stream. Buck313. Hello, mate. How you doing? Yeah. So a wireless Quest headset with the audio solution of the Index will be Nirvana. It would be Nirvana.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be a Quest. It could be any fucking thing.
Yeah, I mean, like a Pico. I mean, I think with Valve's next headset, the Decard, or whatever they're going to call it, I think they're working towards a completely wireless system that uses WiGig 2 for wireless connection. They're going to have the audio solution of the Index, and they're going to have upgradability. So when you buy the Decard, or whatever it's going to be called, the headset itself is actually going to be beyond what your PC can do, because they're building for the future and they're going to make it modular.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I want.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So basically, what you want is a wireless Valve Index with better resolution and that audio solution, but with the wireless, freedom. That's the word I'm looking for. Freedom. Yeah. So we did get the. So Don Metz said, "Did you get the Pico streaming agreement straightened out?" It's an ongoing thing, D. It's ongoing. That's all I can say. Okay, there we go. Right, so Buck's just brought out a really good sort of point there. And the problem with, if you're a content creator on YouTube, wireless streaming on Pico and Quest 2 is a massive pain in your backside, because you cannot, under any circumstances, monitor your TTS, you monitor your chat. You kind of have a disconnect if you're playing on a Quest 2 and you're streaming on OBS to YouTube or something, or Twitch. You have this problem where you cannot interact with your audience unless you have a super powerful PC that can do the work for you. So the way I get around it on the PSVR 2 is I use an Elgato HD 60S. I have the Elgato 4K app running on my PC. All the audio comes through that app to my headphones, which aren't actually connected to my PSVR 2. So I can get TTS, I can say text to speech, sorry. I get my game audio, and that's how I do it. It's a complete and utter bodge. It works, but what I would like this chat on my hand, you know, like Live does and OVR does. But there's no there's no option to do that if you're streaming on Quest 2 or Pico 4 at the moment. So the thing is, it's like this massive problem where these companies that are making standalone headsets don't realize that YouTube content creators and Twitch content creators are like free advertising for their business. So why haven't they built these tools to allow you to access basic functions which are available to any other person who's doing flat screen gaming on YouTube or Twitch? Sorry, you're laughing. I'm guessing.
No, carry on. Sorry, I was just laughing because my I've put some alerts on, and an alert just went off that so whoever's subscribed, I appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah.
So So Buck in my chat has just said I get around another way by using the RTX 7 Plus headphones, which allow 2 inputs.
Yeah.
These are the RTX 7 Plus headphones that I use, and yes, you can connect them to your PSVR 2 and your PC at the same time, and get
£100, aren't they? So,
yeah, but they cost £100. Yeah, they're really good headphones, but yeah, it's like they're massively expensive. So yeah, so Buck, yeah, I do use those headsets.
Yeah. We were talking in my stream on Twitch, and we were talking about it for me. And I'm probably gonna just get those bone earphones. We call them boner earphones, where they just go to the earlobe, and then just have like the headset over it. I think that's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah. I've got the Soundcore VRP2s. They do the same thing. You can have 2 connections, so you can basically connect this little dongle to your headset, and you can also connect it to your phone, so you can have text to speech via Bluetooth on your phone, and then you connect this to your Quest and you get audio, and you can also like use Bluetooth. They're quite good, but the battery life is terrible. They maybe last 3 hours, which if you're streaming, sometimes they don't last long enough. So, yeah.
You talking about me or the batteries?
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'll Cole was saying to use voice meter, which is, I know that exists. So he's gonna have to show me how to do it, because I can't be fucking asked to watch videos anymore, tutorials how to do shit. Just made it end up going around in circles.
Actually, Buck just said voice meter doesn't help in this instance. So we got somebody saying it does and somebody saying it doesn't. So
that's true, because it's PSVR 2. Yeah, because it's not even on the
yeah. So like I said, the way I get around it is to use the Elgato 4K app to get the audio from my PC, and I just have my headphones on whilst playing in the PSVR 2, completely disconnected from the PSVR 2 audio, which can cause delays, but there you go. That's how I do it. Yeah. Okay. Right.
What's next? Oh, by the way, Clueless Dad Gamer he was watching my streams, and he became a PSVR 2 wanker as well last week.
Yes, he did. He actually went out and bought PSVR 2. Like, does that mean you're an influencer now? Do you work for PSVR 2?
I wish. Do you know what? It would be great to get like commissioned for the amount of bloody games that people have bought from watching our streams and headsets and stuff. It's crazy, isn't it?
It would, yeah.
I don't do it for that, but it's just imagine how many. Like, I used to play when I was streaming Pop 1, people used to watch it and then go out, buy a headset, and come back and say, "I've just gone to the shops and bought a headset." Like, while I'm still streaming it, I'm like, bloody hell, it's crazy. Dedication.
I know. Imagine meeting somebody in Population 1 that you didn't know, and then like 4 years down the line, they turn out to be your best friend.
Fuck, I don't know. Who's that?
I don't know. Some fucking wanker. In case you didn't know.
Yeah. Yeah, that's how we met.
That's how we met. During lockdown, I was playing Population 1, and there was a guy dressed as a PJ, a blue PJ, and he was talking to his stream, and I was stood behind him, and he said, "Oh yeah, I'm trying to get 100 kills this week, so I can like
500.
Was it 500 kills? Yeah." And I looked at him, I pointed, I said, "You're not a blue PJ," and he was like, "Are you on YouTube?" I was like, "Yeah." And he's like, and he ran away, and he said, "There's this really big YouTuber behind me, and his name's Mac in VR." But I heard you because I followed you, and then that was it. Start of a good friendship, I think.
I'm still here. Yeah, that was ages ago, mate.
Oh my god, that was 4 years ago. That was during lockdown when nobody was doing anything, and we were really, really good at Population 1.
Yep, I haven't played that for ages, but I will be back on it on Twitch. So yeah, I'm on Twitch as well, guys. I'm gonna just drop my link in there again, just in case, because I'll be doing non-indie games, like all my PSVR, most of my PSVR stuff will be on Twitch now, and flat games as well on my Twitch too. So I'm just using that to kind of mix it up a bit, because there's a lot of great flat games out there that I really want to play. So I've got the PS5 as well, so I was like, I might as well stream that. People seem to enjoy it, you know. So
yeah, that's cool. I mean, to be honest, yeah, you need to kind of diversify, because like VR at the moment is it's not dead, because we don't like to use that word, but it's really, really quiet.
It's being resuscitated.
Well,
VR's, you know.
No, carry on.
I was just saying, VR's like on and off, kind of, yeah, it's on and off, isn't it, at the moment?
It is, yeah. So I've got System Critical in the chat on my channel, and he said, "Have you guys tried the System Critical 2 Steam demo yet?" No, I haven't. I didn't realize it was there. I'm going to make a note, because System Critical... Where's my fucking pen gone? I've lost my pen. I'm going to make a note, because, yeah, I'm really excited for that. So thank you for joining the stream, my friend. Free advertising for System Critical 2. There's a demo available on Steam right now. Go and try it out. Go System Critical 2 demo. Yeah, we got that. That's now on the list. We are going to go and try that out, my friend. Thank you for joining in the stream. Oh, Mega Man, yes. Oh, yeah, this is... I've seen those thumbnails, man. They look incredible from the original System Critical. Yeah, I'm really excited for that. I think Steve Knows did a... He went back and like posted one of his old thumbnails from System Critical, and he was like, yeah, he was basically Mega Man with Steve Knows' head on. It was amazing. Yeah. Okay, let's do that. Everybody in the chat, everybody watching, go and download the Steam System Critical demo right now. It's on Steam, apparently. Cool. That's really good. Like to have devs in the chat. Hope we can help you, mate.
I'm just playing around with myself in on the stream, not in real life.
In yourself, yeah. Okay.
Okay, there you go. Yeah, I just look weird. I'll sort it out for the next one. Right, what's next, mate? What's next? Yeah. What else has been going on?
Right, okay. We didn't really talk about Firewall Ultra and Crossfire Sierra Squad like properly, did we? We kind of mentioned it a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. So what do you want to say?
Is it a mistake?
Okay.
Is it a mistake to release two very similar games in the same month? That's my problem is that I think these games are going to be very similar, have very similar audiences, and if they're released at the same time, it's going to split the user base quite substantially.
Yeah. competition, though, isn't it? That's to go head to head. That's what they're doing, right?
Yeah, that might be a mistake though, because big beefy FPS PvP games versus big beefy FPS PvP co-op game. Which one's going to be better? I've heard that Ultra has problems.
Yep.
I've heard nothing but good things about Crossfire Sierra Squad. So I'm more excited for Crossfire than I am for Firewall Ultra. And if they come out on the same day, I'm going to go for Crossfire personally.
Yeah. Okay. Firewall is a four. Is it 3 or 4 on the team? You've never played Firewall, have you? You never had the PSVR 1, did you?
I didn't know. From what I'm aware, it's a 4-player PvP game. Yeah.
Yeah. I had the old Gunstock, whatever it's called. It was decent. It was good fun. It was like, obviously there wasn't much options back then, and the new one, like I said, the trailer hasn't done it justice. Like, it just doesn't.
Yeah.
It doesn't make you want to think, wow, let's play. Then you look at the Sierra Squad trailer, and you're just like, oh shit,
wow. Yeah. So Buck in my chat has just said he has concerns about Firewall Ultra, even though he played the hell out of the first one. But Crossfire is co-op only. It's not PvP at the moment, I think. I think that's what Buck's saying. So they might be appealing to different audiences. But
it can do solo story, or you can do co-op story. Yeah, I don't know about the PvP. Yeah, you're right. I don't know. I haven't heard of PvP. I think that's coming later.
Right. Okay.
Buck might know better.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Yeah. Okay. Buck just said correct. I don't know whether that's your correct or I'm correct. Yeah, but it's like personally, I would go towards the co-op stuff because I find that more. I find like the After the Fall co-op was more enjoyable for me than like PvP stuff. Okay, so Buck just said 2-player co-op campaign, 4-player co-op horde mode in Crossfire. Okay, that sounds pretty good. Firewall is 4v4 PvP, which might not appeal to me that much. Yeah, okay.
No, I mean, that's appealing. It's just like, honestly, it's hard to, without seeing a review of it, it's hard to know.
Yeah.
But the rumblings are that Firewallers and all that Crossfire does look fucking pretty good, and they've done a great job on the trailer. So, yeah, poor marketing.
Okay, so we'll do the podcast again in 2 weeks' time, and Buck is going to be our guest, if that's okay with you.
Authorize this? How dare you?
How dare So, if anybody doesn't know, Buck313 is a very, very opinionated pink mohawk wearing dude who's actually a world championship Formula One team guy. I met him at EGX last year. He's a very intimidating person. He is very, very opinionated. And after I met him, after the first half an hour, I decided I actually quite liked him. But he is a very opinionated, and we don't mind swearing on the podcast, so he'll be fine as a guest. I think it'll be great. He has amazing hair on the top of his head. It's usually a very, very different color. So if that's okay with Serge and it's okay with Power On, we can have Buck in the next 2 weeks. Is that fine by you?
Yeah, fine.
You've never met him, but I have, and trust me, he's entertaining.
Sounds like you've had sex with him. Tell us the truth, Mike.
He has a flat. He has a sim rig, and he has a cat, and that's his life. He's an amazing person.
Yeah, cool.
My fucking cigar's gone out. Okay, Buck, shout me out on Discord or Twitter, and we'll organise it, mate. And we'll get you on the next podcast. There you go. He also has a YouTube channel where he mostly does sim racing stuff. So go and subscribe to him now. It's Buck3131 on YouTube. Yeah, he's a good guy. There you go. Didn't ask you if it's okay with me. Buck, you're on the podcast in 2 weeks' time. Just fucking get over it.
Yeah, so yeah, that's it really with that. I am gonna probably get both. I don't know, man.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
Not confident with Firewall. I'm not confident with it.
I've heard too many reservations about Firewall, which is annoying because the first game apparently, well, the first game was one of the only games I actually looked at on PSVR and thought I really want to play that. Yeah. So.
Yeah. So let's see.
Yeah, I'm definitely buying Crossfire Sierra Squad.
Yeah, I'm on that. Yeah, Firewall is. There was something from ages ago. It didn't. They said on release it's not going to have support for. What the hell was it? There was some support that they haven't put in it. I need to double check that. That put me off it as well.
Oh, was it? Was it because you had to use a controller? I'm not sure. Yeah, it was something really weird. Yeah, I remember that, but I can't remember it myself.
Do you know what I'm talking about? Yeah, there was something odd.
Yeah. Anybody remembers what it was in the chat? Please just shout out, and we'll give you a shout out.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I think Fitz is saying reloading. Is it button reload? Isn't it? I think that might be it.
Oh yeah. Yeah, there's no physical reload. Yeah. Okay. That's
a fuck. What is the point? You might as well stick a fucking 90s first-person shooter on.
I mean, like in After the Fall, it worked because, Firewall only let you use the aim controller or DualShock. That's the original game. Like in After the Fall, you could do the manual reloads, but to be honest, the pace of the game.
Yeah.
I mean, I know you got like extra 50%. Sort of experience if you did that, but the pace of the game, you couldn't do it because of, especially if you're playing on the more like the ultra difficulties. There's no way you could like manually reload a gun in time. You had to like bum to get reloaded.
Yeah,
in my experience. And we did. I mean, we did a lot of After the Fall on the harder difficulty. We did a load of live streams. We actually beat the whole game on the hardest difficulty. And it was difficult. It was fucking difficult. I mean, that's the days when we had what was that little Russian fucker called? The one we banned. The one we banned for being a wanker. Come on, you can remember his name. Fuck's sake. I mean, he was a great player, but he was a massive pain in the ass.
Oh god, I've forgotten his name. I honestly have forgotten. I know who you're talking about though. I know exactly what you're talking about.
I've tried to blank him from my memory because if you don't know, there was this Russian guy we played with, and he was a pain in the ass, but we kind of pulled him round to our ways. And then he had a massive rant on my Discord channel, and he insulted one of my favorite members, Weeble, and I just said to him, HB program, that's it. Thanks, Maniac. HB program. And I just said, no, I've had enough of you, fuck off. And I banned him from my channel. You banned him from your channel. I think Power On did as well. Yeah. Fucking hell. I tried so hard with that guy. He was a Russian during the Ukrainian war, and he nearly got conscripted. He had to flee to Armenia. We were all concerned about him. He tried to sort of be nice to him, and he just turned out to be a tosser. I'm sorry, he's just one of those people that you can't save. He was just an arsehole. So there you go. It wasn't because he was Russian. I think it was just because he was a dickhead. Sorry. Oh my god. That's the first time I've said it out loud.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't have too much interaction with him after you.
It was your fault that he fucking latched onto me. Do you remember? Because he started off in your channel and you banned him, and he leached onto me. And I said to you, "Oh, actually, he's not that bad if you just get to know him."
Yeah, I can't remember what happened.
Turned out you were right.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
But yeah, it just shit happens, eh?
Fitz just said because of that knob, I stopped playing Breaches. Oh, I'm sorry, Fitz, man. I'm sorry, dude. I mean, I would never ever do anything to stop Fitz playing with me. But yeah, HB program. Whoa, my god, that was somebody who needed help.
Yep, yeah. I think Clueless is saying, "Can you believe Rec Room is on PSN and doesn't have PSVR 2 support?" Oh, okay. But I don't know how many people would play Rec Room in VR. Like, how many kids own a PSVR 2? Do you think that most people that own a PSVR 2 are adults, right? Because it is quite a chunk of money, right?
Yeah, yeah. So Rec Room's free, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. No. No. That's this weird one that I wouldn't. You wouldn't spend that much money on a headset and then play Rec Room, and then give it to your kids.
Yeah. I only ever play with my nephew, and that's just to keep him happy. Otherwise, I don't get near it. To be honest, there are some fun games on there, but there's a lot of better stuff out there.
Sorry, Fitz has just said condescending, obnoxious twat. He was on your chat. Yeah, he was. He was a great player, and we tried our best, but it just turns out that you can't be friends with everybody, and he was just one of those people you can't be friends with. Yeah, sorry, HB, if you're watching, which you probably aren't, because you. Yeah, there you go.
Okay. Turn into the bloody HB show. Let's go.
Let's go somewhere else.
Yeah.
Do we have anything else we want to talk about specifically? I did have something here. Hold on a second. Nope, it's gone. Sorry.
No? Okay. I don't think there's anything else going on. What is happening? I'll be streaming a game tomorrow. It's on my channel. Go check it out. And there's an indie game that's not out yet. It's coming out at the end of in a few days' time. On the Quest 2, believe it or not. And I did a community. Well, I tried to arrange a community meetup on Sunday, but it's my poor planning, and yeah, it just went to shit. So I will arrange another one. If you're up for it, jump on my Discord. If you are subscribed to my channel, yeah, jump onto my Discord. I forgot what I was saying there. Yeah, and so I'll try and do one next week or this week if possible. Just do a community meetup. Normally on a Sunday. The only problem with the Sunday is Mac can't get involved.
I can't. No, sorry. Sunday is wife, dog, and dirty sex day.
In which order?
Yes. Okay, so if anybody's late to the podcast, we are playing the new Among Us map on the Thursday at 7 p.m. British Standard Time. So there is me, there is Indy, there is Walking Dead, there is Blue Bottles. So we have 6 other places. So if you're interested in playing Among Us VR with us on the new map, post up on our Discord, my Discord or Indy's Discord. Somebody just said something really horrible, haven't they?
My chat.
Hold on. Fitz, man.
No, it wasn't Fitz. It was after that. The last few comments. The last 2.
No, clueless and classy. No. We're better than that. Yeah. So getting back to organising. We're going to be playing the new Among Us VR map on Thursday at 7 p.m. BST. We need another 6 players. If you can commit for 2 hours, that would be ideal. post up on my Discord or Indy's Discord, and we'll get it all organised. We're going to be starting at 7 p.m, so you need to be there probably 6:30 so that we can get everything organised. It's going to be amazing because the Among Us VR streams are always crazy. I end up like going to bed with a sore chest because I've been laughing so much. Mindy hopefully is going to be on holiday because he's too good. He's too good. Yeah. He's too good. If he's there, he's there. If he's not, well, that's okay. We'll just try and push him into a corner, tell him to be quiet.
I might just push my stream tomorrow night till later because Wednesday I'm on the late shift. Push tomorrow's night stream till later, so it's 7 o'clock at the moment, or 7:30 it's due for. I might do it at 8:30 and then start work later, so then I can stream tonight. Like I might stream on Twitch tonight. I don't know what day. I might do some more Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah,
that's
cool.
Minimum 3 hours. That is. Or I could say goodbye to the PSVR, or I could just pack it away.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Most people said to do it. Most people said to do it again.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, twice 2 votes in a row.
Right, so there's literally 2 weeks until Firewall Ultra and Sierra Squad potentially could release, and you're going to be without a PSVR 2. And is it really that bad?
It will be here within 2 weeks. So it will be before the release. It's just that if it's worse, then I have to change it again. I mean, have you really looked hard at your lenses to see if you can see a dead pixel?
Yeah, I haven't got any.
Fuck off then.
So I've just received the new PSVR 2 lenses from VRRock because their original lenses were too big and they were quite uncomfortable. So they've redesigned them, and I've been using them on PSVR 2 and they're really good. So I've got like perfect clarity, and I don't have any dead pixels, absolutely 100%. So right. So the thing I'm concerned about is that when Sierra Squad launches, you're not going to have a PSVR 2, and I'm not going to be able to play
on that.
We don't know. It just said August. So Firewall Ultra is nailed in on the 24th of August, right? They've said that is when it's coming out. Crossfire.
Yeah, come on.
Crossfire has said that it's coming out in August. They haven't specified a date.
Yeah, so Buck is saying the QC on the PS4 2 screen is not being great, huge variation across people. Yeah, so Buck, I think you missed it. What it is tomorrow they're coming to collect it because I've got one dead pixel that I only see in dark loading screens, and it's gone smaller. In game, I have to really, really still and like look in the bottom corner just to see the tiny pixel. As soon as I move around, it goes, and then I just lost it even when I stand still again. So it's just like you can't even notice it. But everyone's saying to switch it. But I know this is my issue is if I get it replaced, which takes up to 14 days, and then that one's got dead pixels or more dead pixels, and I've got another 14-day fucking waiting period, and like Crossfire might come out and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, Buck might have some input on that.
It's right. So I've done quite a few videos on the PSVR 2, and I've got a 50-50 split, right? Because like my PSVR 2 must be great. Because people are saying to me, oh, it's blurry, it's got Miura, it's got dead pixels, like you said. Playing Resident Evil Village, I can see in the dark areas, I can see the Miura, which they're talking about, or it might not be Miura, it might not be Miura, it might be a coating that they've put on it might not be the OLED Miura, because there's two separate issues here. There's the Miura that's caused by OLED screens, and there's the coating that they put on the PSVR 2 lenses, which may not be the quality control may not be as good. That's the word I'm going to use. So my PSVR 2, the one I have, has no Miura. It does have the. Ooh. It does have that shimmer that you can see in the dark screens on Resident Evil Village, and Resident Evil Village is one of the few games I I've seen it on. And we're not
Yeah.
talking about reprojection here. We're talking about that you know what I'm talking about on Resident Evil Village. I don't have any dead pixels, and so I've got a lot of criticism off people on my channel on the videos I've made about PSVR 2, where they're saying, "Oh, it's blurry, it's terrible, the mirror is really bad," and I personally haven't experienced it, so I'm really struggling to sort of respond to these people to say, I don't understand what you're talking about, because I personally have not got that problem. I had the problem with reprojection in Horizons, which everybody did. In Resident Evil Village, I can see this thing that they're talking about, this coating on the screens. I can see it in the really, really dark areas. But if you're moving and playing the game, it just goes, it blends into the background. I don't have any dead pixels, which I think I'm quite lucky about. But yeah, I think it's a manufacturing problem. My honest opinion is I think it's a manufacturing problem. I think there are people who've got good PSVR 2s like me and you, but apart from your dead pixel, and people who've got this really bad PSVR 2s with the poor coating on the screens, and this is causing them real problems. Because I've had so many people say, "Oh, my PSVR 2 is blurry," and I'm like, "No, you're not wearing it right." And they're like, "I am," but it's like, right, you need to put this headset on in a certain way and do this and that and the other. And like, yeah, I've done that, but it's still blurry. And I'm like, oh, I don't know how to respond to their problem, because I don't have that problem. That makes me think, yeah.
I mean, there is if you look, there is something there. I do see the mirror in Resident Evil and certain areas in other games, but your eyes kind of you just forget about it. It's weird. Your brain just pretends it's not there.
Yeah. It's like in Gran Turismo 7 specifically, if you're driving and you're looking straight ahead, there's no problem. If you're driving in a straight line and you turn your head to the side, then you get all sorts of like weird reprojection and sort of issues that go on. But the whole idea is that in Gran Turismo 7, the eye tracking makes you look ahead at what you're looking at in driving. So that is not an issue. Resident Evil 7 again is a different thing, because it's quite a dark game, so you maybe can see that coating. You can see that coating, but if you're moving constantly, then you can't. It's really weird.
You can lower the brightness, like Victor's saying. I did that as well. I dropped my brightness on my headset.
Yeah.
It's fucking bright as it is, like in certain areas. So
it is, yeah.
Yeah, so I guess, I mean, Buck said as well. I mean, most of my chat voted twice in 2 weeks saying send it back, and the only person saying no, it really is Fit, because he just wants me to play fucking Gran Turismo with him. I think that's why. Selfish bastard. And then I think Classy Baddie said it as well. And yeah, I mean, one replacement be 14 days. I could scrape 2 replacements just in time for the release if they collect it tomorrow. So yeah, I'm just really worried about other people saying that they've got several headsets before they've got a good one.
Yeah,
and I don't want a worse problem.
Yeah,
So.
I think I've been really lucky, because I think my PSVR 2 is probably one of the good ones, because I honestly, I wouldn't bullshit anybody about anything on my channel, because obviously brutal honesty is the thing that I built my reputation on. My PSVR 2 is pretty perfect.
Yeah.
Whatever manufacturing process it went through, I got a good one.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's so you just said, do you know what percentage have been defective? That's an interesting question. Yeah.
Let's see if Buck knows. He might, because he seems to know a bit on the subject. Because that'd be interesting. And I know my chances of what the odds of me getting another shitter. It's not even a shitter. This is the thing. Oh God, I don't want to be in the situation where I've got that one little pixel and be like, I should have kept it. I should have kept it.
So what's Buck said there? It's one of two things: limitation of the panel and the persistence of the pixel light. Okay. Valve spent a huge amount of time researching the light persistence, and it makes a huge difference. Right. Okay. Yeah. Well. Yeah. Okay. So it's obviously a massive technical issue, and you either get a good one or you don't. I got a good one. You have a good one, but it just has that dead pixel.
Yeah.
See. So Slow Coach says he has a dead pixel on his Quest 2.
Yeah.
But Buck has just said I can explain more on the podcast. So
you're in.
So my friends, in 2 weeks' time, you're on the podcast.
I think a dead pixel is black, and mine's like yellow, white, or something like that. Yeah, so that's what mine is. I wish I didn't have to. I could just live with it for a bit. I'm just so paranoid, but I'll have to just do it.
Yeah.
Dead pixels is a risk of any panel.
It is. It absolutely is. I mean, I had when I bought my first Rift, my Rift had so many dead pixels that I actually thought that it was my PC that was wrong. So when I eventually realized it wasn't my fault, I contacted Meta, and they actually did sort me out the headset quite quickly. This is before Meta became shit at customer services, because they'd only sold about 100 Rifts when I bought mine. And
when they were Oculus.
When they were Oculus, yeah. When they were Oculus. So I actually got my Rift replaced like quite quickly. And as well, they didn't make me send my original headset back until I got the replacement, which they obviously changed their policy later on. But then again, I was an early adopter, so I think I was quite lucky. Yeah, but my original Rift had it had 100 dead pixels on the right hand screen, which made everything. Yeah, it did. It made everything look. So basically, I was playing Lone Echo, and I just, on one side it was fine, but on the right side I just had like 100 red sort of arrows pointing at my face. Yeah, so I was like, is this my PC or is it me? And then they replaced it and it was fine. But so dead pixels can be a problem, but oh my god, in your case, would I change my headset? I wouldn't. That's my personal opinion, because you might get something worse.
This is everyone's saying you should get the best. Like, it's 550 quid, right?
Yeah,
so it should be a good one.
It should be the best that you could get, yeah. But the problem is, as well, it's timing, because obviously these two big games are coming out in the next couple of weeks, and if you don't get it sorted, then you're going to miss out on that sort of streaming opportunity for your channel. Not the podcast, which will be in 2 weeks' time, starring me, you, and Buck3131.
He's going to go into more details about dead subpixels, or whatever the fuck they're called. Let's wrap it up there, mate.
Okay, mate. Yeah,
we can talk about dead pixels and my fucking return. You guys have spoken twice. You're saying to me to return it. I am gonna, Are
you gonna return it? Are you gonna return it?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to.
You're gonna have to. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, I really don't want to, but I'm gonna have to. If it's worse, it's everybody who subscribes to my channel's fault. Yeah.
So what are you going to do next time you buy a headset?
Not buy it from game.
Thank you. There endeth the lesson.
A wise old man is passing down his knowledge.
Exactly. So thank you for watching the podcast. I hope you've enjoyed it. We will be online in 2 weeks' time, and we will have Buck3131 as a guest speaker. It'll be me and Indy and Buck. So prepare yourself, because Buck he's an intense character. So you're going to enjoy the podcast. It's going to be great. So I'm going to sign off. I've been Mac in VR.
And I've been Indy VR, who's going to hopefully have a new PSVR 2 to tell you all about when the next podcast is on.
We hope so. With
no dead pixels.
With no dead pixels and no Miura and no all that sort of crap. So
Nobody cares.
no, you had to lower the tone right at the last minute, didn't you? You idiot. Right, so here's a little by the by. So the gang are meeting up at Pico HQ on the 9th of August. That's me, Power on VR, Clickster, Weeble, Fitz. Indy's going to be there because I'm going to fucking come to his house and drag him out of his bed if he isn't going to be there. So we're going to have a massive...
Okay, go on. I was just going to say, if you come around the night before, you won't have to drag me out of the bed. You'll wake up in the bed next to me.
Did we spoon? Yeah, so we're going down to ByteDance HQ to talk to the people at Pico on the 9th of August. That's going to be a great sort of subject for the podcast. After... I don't think that'll be a... No, that's actually... it might be after we've done the podcast with Buck. So, yeah, there's going to be a great podcast afterwards because everybody's going to be involved because Fitz is going to be there, Weaver's going to be there, I'm going to be there, Power On's going to be there, Rob, Silvertongue Devil's going to be there, Jay, Beanie's going to be there, Indy's going to be there. It's going to be amazing. So, yeah, so that's what's happening in the next couple of weeks. The next podcast is going to be 2 weeks. It's going to be me and Indy and Buck 3131. Tune in. It's going to be amazing.
With the 7th of August. Yes, 7th. Oh, I am on the 8th. I will be on my channel. I'll be streaming a podcast. It will be about the VR arcade industry and VR arcades. It'll be very interesting. So everyone jump in on that as well.
I forgot to ask you about that. Yeah, that seemed incredible.
So yeah, that's something I'll be doing in a couple of weeks. So the day after our podcast, I'll be doing that. Excellent.
Okay. So that's it. Good night. Thank you for tuning in. I've been Mac in VR.
I've been in DVR.
Bye.
Yeah, everyone. Cheers.
Bye. Thanks everyone for joining us.